Hello, good morning. Dear conference participants, dear guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to have this opportunity to open this international conference, which is organized by the Financial Engineering and Banking Society, University of Economics here in Prague, and Audencia Business School from France. This is the 9th year of the conference, so I hope you enjoy it and you will like the whole program. So now please let me introduce to you the chair members that prepare this conference. I would like to welcome Professor Emilios Kalaritis from Audencia Business School. Then I would like to welcome Magnus Blomqvist from Audencia Business School as well. And my name is Karol Bruna from the University of Economics, Faculty of Finance and Accounting. Thank you very much. On behalf of the University of Economics, I would like to welcome all the special guests of this day. Rector of the University, Professor Hanna Markova. The President of the Society, Professor Zoponidis. Professor Chaim Levy, the keynote speaker of this day. And Professor Chris Atko, the chief editor of the European Journal of Finance. Welcome. And now it's my pleasure to pass the floor to the rector of the university, Professor Hanna Markova, who will welcome you with a short welcome now. Thank you.
Dear colleagues, welcome at the University of Economics Prague. It will be a pleasure for me to give you just few information about the institution which will be hosting you these days. So first of all, I would like to thank to organizers for organizing the 9th International Conference, Financial Engineering and Banking Society. And I must say that this university plays a very special role in the Czech society. We are a public university created in 1953. Today we have approximately 13,500 students, about 600 faculty members, and what is really specific is that our graduates are on the highest position in the Czech Republic. So, for example, the former president of the Czech Republic, Václav Klaus, is professor of this university, and the current president, Miloš Zeman, is also a graduate from this university. We also had 6 prime ministers, and in every government we have at least one minister. Czech National Bank, for example, if of course led by our graduate, Mr. Rusnok, vice governor is also our graduate, and in all businesses and banks and everywhere you can find our graduates. So we are very proud of this strong position in the Czech market, but we would like, and our ambition is to become the leading school in Central and Eastern Europe. And for this aim, to achieve this aim, we really need international accreditations and, of course, to be also successful in international rankings. So, just to give you some examples, our Faculty of Business Administration is EQUIS accredited. 2 programs in international business are EPAS accredited by EFMD. Just now we are running for ASTSB institutional accreditation. We will, tomorrow, we will submit our first update self-evaluation report. So those who knows the system of accreditations, they know that we are already in the phase 3 of the accreditation, and we really hope to be successful. If not, we have also professional accreditations, which you know, ASCSA, CFA Institute. We are ranked in work QS ranking by subject. For finance and accounting, we are the best ranked school in the Czech Republic, and if not, we are in 200 and 250 place in QS by subject. For example, in Financial Times ranking this year, we were extremely successful. We got the 60th place in Europe, which for a business school from the former communist country, I think is a very, very good result. And in Universal ranking, I don't know if you know it, but there we were the best business school among 28 countries from Central and Eastern Europe. So we are trying to work hard, and for this, we are also using a lot of international networks, so as yours, but also others. We are a member of CEMS. Maybe you know CEMS. CEMS is the community or strategic alliance of 32 business schools. Today it is the global alliance, and from each country there is one business school plus corporate partners. So in France, for example, I should say Paris, London School of Economics, ESADE, Bocconi, etc. And we are happy to be the member more than 20 years today. This is the very special Central European events because we are very formal and we love traditional ceremonies, and we are pleased that 5 Prize Nobel winners had accepted to be awarded by our honoris causa title, and the last one is Richard Thaler in 2017, and now we have dormitories named by him. As for internationalization, 250 universities and business schools worldwide, internationalization is the strongest point of the university. Of course, we are focusing on Europe, but we have a lot of partners in US and Canada, for example, more and more in Asia, and also in Australia and New Zealand, we have our partners. So you see figures growing and growing and growing. So today we are sending more than 1,000 students per academic year for studies abroad, which is quite easy. What is challenging is to welcome here 1,300 international students per academic year, because we have to offer courses in English and, of course, the good quality. And we are happy that we can offer more than 150 courses per semester. So international students have a big choice. As for countries, you might be surprised, but we are very, very popular among American students. Last year, there were 478 coming here for 1 or 2 semesters. We have also the very developed cooperation with France. Audencia Business School is our partner since 25 years at least. And we have both exchange of students, but also of professors, and Germany, which is the neighbor country. So we are sending a lot of German-speaking students to Germany and welcoming here the German students and professors as well. Corporate partners for the business school and the best business school of the country is the must. I must say that they are very happy to cooperate with us, because today the situation in Czech Republic is very specific. We have the lowest rate of unemployment in EU. So the rate of unemployment here in Czech Republic is 2.2%. So there is a big lack of qualified people, and the corporate partners, of course, are recruiting here and are very active in cooperation with us. Our main sponsor is Erste Group, using here the Czech brand Česká spořitelna. And as for banks, we have a lot of them. You can see that we have KeyB, which is Komerční banka Société Générale, French one. We have ČSOB, we have a lot of good international partners. I hope you can see it. And we try to educate our students as responsible future leaders. That means that we are supporting a lot of corporate social responsibilities activities, as blood giving. For example, our students every year are organizing the soccer day for children migrants, or the collection of food, etc., etc. So just briefly, I wanted to share with you that I am the very proud rector of this beautiful university, and I hope you will enjoy your stay here, and I wish to your conference a lot and big success. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much. Now, I would like to ask Professor Emilios Galariotis to announce the Society Award.
Well, thank you, Carol, and thank you so far for the organization and the welcoming. It's not going to be an announcement, it's going to be more of a speech, given our guest of honor, our keynote. So, and I'm very happy to be here with our partner, doing this organizing this conference together. But now I will speak as a board member of the FEBS, and I will talk to you about Professor Chaim Levy. So Professor Chaim Levy was born in 1939 in Jerusalem. Since birth, and you'll know soon why I say since birth, he's managed to write no less than 19 books and 250 articles in journals in economics and finance mainly. Journals such as the Review of Economic Studies, where he published his work in stochastic dominance, Econometrica, the European Journal of Operational Research, the Journal of Economic Theory, the Economic Journal, the Journal of Financial Economics, the Review of Financial Studies, JFQA, American Economic Review, Management Science, and Journal of Finance. But while going through his CV, what I understood three things. One thing is, Professor Levy has alone more tenure-track publications than most finance departments do around the world. Number two, if we focus on the top institutions, I read a paper in the Journal of Finance in 1998, where that focused on the top 20 finance departments in the world. And what I noticed is that the top publishers, the top authors from these institutions managed to publish 2.98, so 3 general finance papers, while Professor Levy, if I'm counting correctly, you have 17, just to give a, and 1.5 papers in these 3 journals, the American Economic Review, Econometrica, and Journal of Political Economy, while you've published 10 there. So, well, some of these alone, some of these with other prolific authors, such as Nobel laureates, Harry Markovich and Paul Samuelson. And if one does the maths, and now you'll see why I said since birth, Professor Chaim Levy has been publishing more than 3 papers per year since birth, every year. And this is part of his contribution. Now, how did this happen? Few of you may know, it's all about courseworks. So Professor Levy was doing an undergraduate coursework, and he found himself in the library, and he was faced with the front cover of the Journal of Finance, and he had curiosity. So he opened this Journal of Finance, and he found that there is quantitative work there, which wasn't very usual at the time. In fact, he saw the paper of Harry Markovich, and then he decided what he would do in his career. He would do finance and combine that with statistics. And when he furthered his studies, if I'm not wrong, in his master's, he furthered his knowledge in statistics. Then when he did his MBA, he was intrigued by the limitations of the mean variance criterion, hypothesis, model, whatever you want to name it. And he decided there and then what he was going to do in his PhD. He was going to work on stochastic dominance and resolve these limitations. In fact, he started working on his PhD as a first-year MBA student, if I'm not wrong. And in fact, given another coursework where he got an A instead of an A+, which I think he wasn't very happy with, he decided to try his luck and send the paper, translate it, and send it to the JFQA, where he published his first paper. So that's why I said earlier, if we want to generalize, how can we have a career as successful or half as successful as that of Chaim Levy? Do courseworks. That's the answer. Of course, you will accuse me of confusing correlation with causality, and because we have many economists in the room, we're going to enter an endless conversation about endogeneity. So the truth is that Chaim Levy had the curiosity, the pioneering spirit, right, and the talent, and devoted the time to cultivate this talent in order to lead to this success. Like successful sports people who turn their hobby into work. Okay? So to cut a long story short, before finishing his master's, he managed to publish his first journal of business and first journal of finance. And in your first year in your PhD, you published your first American Economic Review. And by the time you finished your PhD, you had more tenure-track journals than required in any institution in the world. So, but because of your love for Israel, 1973 found you 4 years after your PhD in the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. And since then, you've held many public posts as well. And in 1976, 7 years after your PhD, you became a full professor. It will be very soon for some, right? But not for Chaim. But better late than never. Like I wish may be the case for another more prestigious award linked to his work in stochastic dominance. So talking about awards and talking about impact, I would say that the impact of Chaim Levy is not only evident from what I said, not only evident from the fact that he has more than 20,000 citations and an amazing H factor and I-10 index factor, but also from the fact that in 1990, 2 of the 3 Nobel laureates devoted substantial time in explaining the contribution of Chaim in their work and in the field. If I remember well, William Sharp modified the CAPM, referring to your 1978 American Economic Review paper, and Harry Markowitz mentioned you in his lecture for the Nobel Award no less than 10 times in your contribution. Professor Levy is ranked as the most prolific author in finance in the world for publications in the core 16 journals of finance. And he has received the same ranking by another publication in Financial Management in 1998. He's ranked as the most cited author by Brilliant Edwards in 1991. And he is among the top 50 researchers ranked by citations in JF, JFQA, and JFE. In fact, you are number 47 out of 12,637 people that published there during the period the study was performed. And it was published in the Financial Management Journal. So Professor Levy has made a significant contribution to finance, but not only to finance. For example, his work in international diversification in the 70s opened the road for many other publications. But I guess that he's more known for his work in the stochastic dominance, that had an impact not only in finance and economics, but I discover in agriculture, in medicine as well, because you offer a systematic framework for analyzing economic behavior under uncertainty without the stringent restrictions that other models have. In fact, you can see this proposal of Chaim as competitive to the capital asset pricing model, but indeed you yourself in 2005 in a conference to your honor, you brought in your work to support the mean variance criterion in the CAPM, as you did, I believe, in your book, The CAPM in the 21st Century. As a result of all the above, Chaim has won many awards. To mention a few, the Hebrew University's Prize for Excellence in Research, the Israel Prize for 2 different categories, and the Emmett Prize, where in the latter 2, he had other distinguished people in his company, and I think no less than 5 Nobel laureates. And possibly soon, as I said, another prestigious award that links to what I just said. And I'm not the only one saying that. Harry Markowitz has voiced that as well, and others. But for now, I'm very happy to announce on behalf of the board of FEBS, the Financial Engineering and Banking Society, that we're very proud, Chaim Levy, for all I mentioned and many more that I couldn't mention, to award you with the FEBS Distinguished Scholar Award for your outstanding contribution to the finance literature. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So now, if I can, I would like to ask the president of the FEBS to award Professor Heimler.
Good morning. On behalf of the board of the directors of FEBS, we have the pleasure to give to Professor Levy this distinguished award.
Thank you very much.
Make them photo.
Yes, yes. Yes.
And the four.
Yes. And the board of FEBS, if we can.
And the board, yes.
Yeah. Photos, the rest, yes? No?
Maybe here later.